When famous people die, their last words often go down in history as pearls of wisdom or funny one-liners. Ever thought what you'd want your last words to be? Would you want to be remembered as witty, wise, or just plain wacky? Here's a selection of some of the most famous last words ever uttered to inspire you. Bob Marley. Money can't buy life. Reggae legend Bob Marley uttered these final words to his son, Ziggy, in 1981. Before he succumbed to cancer at just 36, Marley did more than bring reggae to the masses. He helped spread the word about his troubled and beloved homeland, Jamaica. Marley's death was named a national holiday by the Jamaican government. To this day, people still flock to the star's grave to celebrate his music and his message of peace, freedom and love. Beethoven. Friends applaud, the comedy is over. These are the much-disputed last words of the German composer Ludwig van Beethoven. The phrase was typically used to end a performance of Dell'arte, an Italian comedy play, in Beethoven's day. The composer died in the middle of a thunderstorm on March 26, 1827, after a long illness. Just 2 days after his death, souvenir hunters were already snipping off locks of his famously wild hair. One lock of that hair eventually reached a laboratory in the States, revealing that Beethoven had lead poisoning. Nostradamus. Tomorrow at sunrise I shall no longer be here. Whatever your views on Nostradamus' powers as a prophet, his last words show he certainly managed to predict his own death. The 16th century seer was found dead the morning after uttering these words to his secretary. His visions contain names, dates, places and events, as well as symbolism and metaphor. This leaves them open to interpretation, meaning they are still the subject of heated debate today. On the day of his death, Nostradamus was working on a quatrain about the end of the world. Winston Churchill. I'm bored with it all. This was the last words from the mouth of statesman and great orator, Winston Churchill, before slipping into a coma. He died 9 days later. Considered one of the greatest wartime leaders of the 20th century, Churchill's speeches are often credited with mobilizing the embattled British to never give up, and to eventually win the Second World War. But, aged 90, after a lifetime of tremendous achievement and unstinting service to his country, he finally surrendered. Salvador Allende. These are my last words, and I am certain that my sacrifice will not be in vain. I am certain that, at the very least, it will be a moral lesson that will punish felony, cowardice and treason. Chilean President Salvador Allende died during the military coup of 1973, led by Augusto Pinochet. Allende gave his farewell speech on live radio, with the sound of gunfire clearly audible in the background. Shortly afterwards, it was announced he had gone to war with an AK-47 rifle. In other words, he'd committed suicide, although his supporters were convinced he'd been assassinated. The gun he used was supposedly a gift from his friend, Fidel Castro. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more haunting videos.